All right, beautiful people, beautiful Nigerians, beautiful Africans, everyone from all over the world, welcome to Operation Data Shadow. I'm very sure this name sounds strange to a lot of us, but as we make progress, we will understand what it actually means. So we're not going to be spending much time today. We have just 35 minutes for whatever we have to show you, including our live demonstration here from Cybergon. And before I continue, and before we break down Operation Data Shadow, let me introduce my team here. I have, let me call on Dr. first, Dr. Kang. Dr. Kang, can you hear me, Doctor? Dr. Jackson, can you hear me? Doctor, can you hear me? Hello, Doctor, can you hear me? I think there's a challenge with the audio there. I'm not sure the monitoring team are doing their best to ensure that the audio is leaving this facility, or they're just listening to us. Okay, can you hear me? That is, can you hear me from there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Funshu, are you there? Can you hear me? Doctor is offline, but we'll add him again. Doctor, can you hear me? Doctor, can you hear me? Check your audio, Doctor. Doctor, I can't hear you, Doctor. Doctor, I can't hear you. This is Dr. Jackson Okang. He's a senior data protection professional. Doctor right now is in Cameroon, joining us live from Cameroon. Doctor, can you hear me? Check your audio, Doctor, please. Check your audio, Doctor. Can you hear me? Okay, I think he's having a challenge with his audio. Let me also introduce Mr. Funshaw here. This is Funshaw. Funshaw is a pen tester here at Cybergon. Funshaw, how are you doing today? Funshaw, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, so how are you doing today? And how is our cyberspace?
I'm doing well, and the cyberspace. The cyberspace is being the field of events happening lately. Now we are opening
Okay.
presentation. We'll be able to discover some.
So what are we doing today, Funshaw?
Consequences, the effect it has on the individuals that entrusted these institutions, these organizations with their data.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. All right, thank you very much, Funshaw. And we hope that in a few minutes from now, we'll begin to see live demonstrations of these things, including data breach and solutions, remediations, and mitigations to these problems we are facing right in our cyberspace. Okay, let's bring on another pen tester, Mr. Moses Owoicho. Mr. Moses, how are you doing today?
Very much fine, sir.
Yes, how is our cyberspace?
Although the server is much vulnerable, and we get to create awareness to the public on how to protect it.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And a lot of people are anxious and they are waiting for the action. Thank you very much, Mr. Moses Owoicho. And Doctor is here to connect. I think he's having a challenge there. So he's going to be offline for now. Okay. Of course, you know me. If you don't know me, you know the spirit. Yes. And I'll be doing more of teaching. I'll be talking to us to break down what pressure data shadow actually means. For many cybersecurity professionals or even experts in the field, they are hearing the word data shadow for the first time. That's true. But there's what we call uh, shadow data in cybersecurity. Shadow data. And shadow data is not shadow IT. I'm going to talk to us about the difference so that we understand. Okay, shadow data is having sensitive information or data outside the visible security control or visible security architecture or visible security policy or official IT infrastructure in that organization. Okay, that is shadow data. So if you are hearing this for the first time, you have learned something from us today. It's very, very important you have this, because if you have data outside the control of the IT or the policy or the security control, we call that shadow data. And that is highly sensitive because it could have backups. We have seen situations where IT professionals, they, after downloading their backups, they saved it somewhere and they forgot. So forgotten backups, we can also refer to them as shadow data. You have database snapshots, copies of productions, copies of your data you have left somewhere and you have forgotten. Okay, cloud storage you have forgotten, legacy systems, Google Drive, OneDrive account, you have not implemented enough permissions that are exposed personal data to unauthorized persons. You see, so that is very, very important as a security professional and as a data subject, that is a user or a living person that has identifiable information. You should be very, very careful with organizations you send your data or you interact with, because many organizations, they forget your data somewhere. And in Operation Shadow Data here, we are going to be showing you live a lot of data, a lot of information belonging to organizations here in Nigeria and outside Nigeria that they have not properly protected or provided enough security controls to protect themselves from risk, breach, and everything that comes from data breach. All right, of course, our pen testers are ready. Like I said, we don't have much time, maximum 35 minutes. And if you have questions, do share your questions and we will respond to that. We have contributions also. This live is on YouTube, is on Facebook, is on TikTok, is on Instagram, and some other places, and you can connect with us and share your insights or questions. Okay, I'll be calling on Datis, Moses Owoicho. Mr. Datis Owoicho, you would show us what you have, and after that, we have a brief lecture, 5 minutes before Mr. Funshaw comes up with some live demonstration to engage our spectators. That is, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So I'm Moses, and I'm a pen tester at CyberOne Cybersecurity. And my work as a pen tester, I ethically and legally hack systems, web applications, and networks to identify vulnerabilities or loopholes before the malicious attackers do. So what then is a data breach? Data breach is like exposing confidential information to the public, exposing or getting unauthorized access to confidential information. And for today, my team and I will be focusing on higher institutions like the universities and college of education and polytechnic. So data breach could mean a lot on the university, like gaining unauthorized access to the student database, the entire school database, the admission data, staff information, and gaining such access would cause a lot of harm to the university. Like for example, gaining access to the database of a staff portal, like you get to see the password and the username of the staff for such university. So a malicious attacker now we gain access. We use these credentials to gain access to the portal and do other malicious acts. So first off, I'll be demonstrating a live hacking for a school database. I don't know if I should mention the school. So I do think I should mention the school.
What school is that?
The school is Lagos State University.
LASU.
Yes.
LASU don't want to fix their vulnerabilities. It's okay. Let's see what is there.
All right. So I'll be sharing my screen on.
Limited view.
Screen also.
Yes, check very well. The not yet shared. Check what is showing is something else. Your screen, your full screen is showing. You should check. Okay, share again. Share again. Just the actual desktop should show. Once you share, you can minimize.
Is this showing now?
Yeah, it is, but I will take it up once. Show results. Show results only. Moses, are you there? Are you connected, Moses? Mr. Moses, are you still connected? Yes, Mr. Moses. And then show
Yes,
the
I can hear you,
result
sir.
only. And then show the result only. Result. There's echo there. Check,
Okay,
please.
okay.
There's echo there. Check, please. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, sir.
All right. All right. Show results. Only.
Show results
Once
only.
you have the
Once
results
you
on the
have the
screen,
results.
you have the results.
Results.
Very good.
Very good.
Don't scroll. I
Don't
need results
scroll. I
only.
need results only.
Once you have the results, let me know. You have the results?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Very good. Very good. So those are credentials from last week.
from last week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And there's someone should just mute
mute
there.
there.
Echo.
That's
Okay,
echo.
okay, don't worry,
Okay.
don't worry, I'll do it from here. Can you hear me now? That is.
I can hear you, sir.
That is fine. Okay, very good. Now, this is a tertiary institution, and as at February 19, the federal government published a list of organizations that should comply with the Nigerian Data Protection Commission, and I'm sure this institution was published. And I don't, up till now, unless I can verify that, I don't know if they are complied. And the essence of this compliance and all these things, the government programs, the objective of all these programs from Data Protection Commission (NDPC) is for organizations to secure their servers, secure the data of data subjects. Now we see how easy a hacker could get into the server to get this information. And this information is everywhere on the darknet, and you have foreign hackers playing with this data. You know what they could do with this? Yes, they could do a lot with this. And this is a tertiary institution, sorry, that that has lots of professors. They have they have a department or a faculty in computing. They have cybersecurity. They have technology and all that. But what is the essence of technology if it's not secure, not protected? Now let's assume tomorrow morning you see this on CNN that a Pakistani hacker or one hacker from Iran just hacked into a Lagos State University. I don't know how the governor will see this. I don't know how the vice chancellor or whomever that is concerned will see this. But the government said, comply with the Nigerian Data Protection Act. Protect your server. Show evidence of compliance. Perform auditing. Liaise with a DPCO. You wouldn't do that. Now look at this. This is very, very bad. Okay, this exposes the data of data subjects and exposes the organizations to risk, a lot of risk. Now this data breach you are saying, according to the act, there are obligations. I don't know if lastly they are aware of what they need to do concerning this, but they are not paying us, so it's not it's just for their own awareness and for other organizations to learn. You understand? The higher institutions, if you are a student in any of these institutions, inform whomever that is in charge of your ICT that the government wants them to protect their servers and protect their database. Okay, a lot of them are yet to comply. Just a few of them out of over 600 published names. And a lot of them are ignoring the call from the government for them to be compliant. That's very, very bad. Thank you very much, Moses, for that. Time is already not friendly with us. And I'm going to call on Mr. Funshaw. Mr. Funshaw is not active. I don't know why. Mr. Funshaw, okay, don't worry. We'll call Mr. Funshaw when he's ready. Okay, thank you very much, Moses. But Mr. Moses,
Yes, sir.
what do you think they should do? What do you think they should do now to solve that problem?
To prevent the attack.
Yes,
First is encryption.
very
I
good.
think the
Okay.
university should implement encryption. And that will- also
Wow, that's
they
good.
should
That's
also,
good.
they should also deploy multi-factor authentication, not just two-factor authentication, but multi-factor authentication. And
Yes.
their passwords should also be complex.
Yes, because
And,
because that's important, because with the access, with the access, then the hacker might find it difficult if there's a multi-factor authentication. That's good. Thank you
Yes.
very much for that. That is, you have something else to say?
and also, yes,
Okay.
it will be very important for the university to implement a continuous monitoring team, like incident monitoring team, so that when such attack happens, they'll be able to monitor it and detect it immediately and then do the needful.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And on my
Thank you, sir.
screen, we have what we call the vulnerable campus areas tertiary institutions needs to secure. So first on my list, I have the student information system, where you have the academic records, admission data, other information. Of course, they will need to call data from JAMB and other institutions that supply them with data or admission data. That data needs to be secure. Now, according to the NDPA and NDPC, the JAMB is a third party here. So even JAMB needs to be compliant. because if data breach happens at the other end, it affects other institutions. Do you understand? It affects even LASU. But here, LASU is the victim here. So LASU need to do a lot to protect their records, student information system. They need to protect financial records. They need to protect research data, intellectual property, because when people come to your campus and they discover a lot of things, that needs to be protected. That's what is obtainable all over the world. Okay. Then biometric data needs to be protected, attendance systems, security systems, IT infrastructure. I've seen lots of tertiary institutions that offer free Wi-Fi networks, but it's free to some extent. It exposes data of people because it's free. Anybody can connect, even a hacker can connect to even cause harm. Okay, so we should be very careful. Institutions that use LMS, that is learning management systems, also should pen test LMS or perform vulnerability assessment and pen testing. That's VAPT. Do all you can to cover all the gaps, all the loopholes. And last on my list, cloud storage. A lot of institutions use the cloud to store their data. That cloud, you are not the owner. Number one, you need to do a lot of checks. You need to make sure you don't forget this data or upload data you're not supposed to upload to the cloud. Not everything you put there. And also, you need to ensure you have enough control, access control. It's very important. Okay. Mr. Funshu, are you ready? Mr. Funshu,
Yeah, I'm
can you
ready.
hear me? Mr. Funshu, can you hear me? Mr. Funshu, are you there?
Nice, very nice. I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. I hope you're ready for us. Are you ready?
In case you don't follow me.
Okay, let's bring on Mr. Funshaw for his live demonstration. We want to show us one or two organizations that have failed to do the needful. This is very important as we are creating the awareness, others will learn and they will become proactive. Don't wait for the government to fine you 10 million or more, or to prosecute you, or to any form of action as stated in the Act NDPA 2023. Okay, Mr. Funshaw, are you ready? So share your screen once you are set. Mr. Funshaw, can you hear me? I think check your microphone. You muted yourself. Check. Mr. Funshaw.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Now you need to share your screen. You have something to show us.
Okay. My name is Funshaw and I'm a pen tester. And today I'll be showing you one in a million of vulnerable servers that are public, not just public. They carry a lot of information that can cause damage both individually and as an organization at large. So, firstly, we'll talk about the impacts of these vulnerabilities. So, the impact it could lead to exposure of data, students' data, staff's data of the organization. It could lead to unauthorized access by the hacker, and that can lead to manipulation of data. There was a incident that happened, I think, late last year. A big university, I won't be mentioning the name, someone got access to their database, diverted a lot of money due to registration of new students. So the first semester exam came out, and some students students were not able to find their results because they were not registered onto his own act. So, in a situation like that, we have to be very proactive and protect our data at all costs. So, in another impact is that it will lead to fine from the government because of the exposed data. Because their clients, which are, if in case of higher institution, their clients which are the student trusted their school or their institution with their personal details like name, date of birth, NIN, JAMB registration number, and the rest. And also, it could bring down the reputation of that school. Imagine your school having your school you trusted with your own data, allowed your data to be breached. They allowed your data to be breached. So that is one of them. So I'll be going into the live demonstration now. I'll be going into the live demonstration now. I want to share my screen
Okay.
to show you a little bit of vulnerable servers have.
Okay. Once you share, let me know.
Okay, can you see it now?
Okay. Not yet. Check. Not yet.
Can you see my screen?
Guess it should be from your network. I'm only seeing a screen from
Can you see it now?
a screen is loading. Just hold on. I think your network is not very strong, but it's trying to. Not yet. Uh, Check again. Reshare so that reshare because we don't have that feed here.
Okay.
Not yet. Let me see. All right, just came.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen. Is that the result?
Yeah. So yeah, this is one of the database of this institution, Taraba State School of Nursing. So as you can see, the tool was able to crack password for
Taraba
more
State
than,
School of Nursing, right?
yes. So it was able to crack password for more than 200 staffs that are in.
Oh, this is even
in
staff.
the,
Oh,
yes.
if it's staff, that means
So according to the table here, you can see we have the user ID, CV, PIN, department, email, password, username, token, forgotten password, their device, API token, and their session. So even their username is here and their password. So it was able to crack the password for more than 221 entries. So which is a very high threat to their database, because if I scroll down, you'll be able to see passwords and username for each and every one of them. So
Hmm.
they need to work on this as soon as possible.
Yes, very, very important. School of nursing, and uh, these are health workers, huh?
Yes. So this is just
Or
from one
where
of
our
the
nurses get their education from. In which state? Which state is that?
Taraba states.
Taraba, Taraba. And I'm very sure they have their name published February 19. And I'm very sure one or two of them must have reached out to them to comply with the National Education Act, but they would ignore it. I had one organization saying the government is just trying to extort money from them. The government, they are doing what they should do as a government. Okay? They have given us the act. They have given us the roadmap and the directives. Implement these things and secure your server, secure data of data subjects. Because these people here, they entrusted you with their data, including the staff and students. But you see, the institution could not protect their data. Now you have this everywhere on the internet, you have this on the darknet, and according to the act, they have to pay at least 10 million or 2% of what they have as annual return. Now, if the government should find them now, they'll begin to beg. Of course, the government should find them. Okay? And everything provided in the act, including criminal prosecution. You see. Now we are creating this awareness to provoke others who are so reluctant, who do not want to comply or follow the government directives. There are lots of organizations, over 500. They are not ready, and we will have the list. Maybe they're not serious about it. They feel it's nothing, it's not important. Now look at this. It's not important. These are just a few. A few. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Funshaw. So what do you think this institution should do to
They should work on their database, work on fixing it, work on a higher level of encryption to keep their data safe. And they should also try to get a very good firewall to protect their database, because I don't think they have any among them. So
Wow.
they have a lot of work to do.
They have a lot of work to do. Recommended a very strong firewall. That's very, very important. Okay, that's very, very important. And I wonder how institutions like that would deploy infrastructure with that firewall, including this age where AI could even have. When we talk about expert who has a training combining with AI. So this is very, very important. Health data needs to be protected because they are highly sensitive. They are highly sensitive. Yes, highly sensitive. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Funshaw. And I will take just 4 minutes to be rounding off in 9 minutes. I'll take 4 minutes to break down the anatomy of a breach, how hackers break in. Okay, there are different ways, but we have the common ways a hacker could break into a server and there will be a data breach. I'll also look at the impact of that breach, what it could cost the organization. So we have AI phishing. Of course, AI now can craft highly convincing emails to make it look like one from the original or the main organization, to steal login credentials from staff and students. You see, that is why periodic training, awareness, like the one we are doing now, is very, very important. So if you are a student or you work within the technical institutions, make sure you share this video, let them watch this video. With that, it will awaken them to the consciousness of implementing high-end security on their servers. You understand? Now the second is identity theft. Okay, if a hacker intercepts lots of credentials, they could use same credential for a fraudulent transaction, and that alone will affect the reputation of that individual or the organization. And number 3, we have lots of cloud misconfigurations. There are lots of them, lots of buckets. Okay, these configurations could lead to reputation. When the exploitability score, they are very, very high because they have weak API permissions. Okay, So once you don't implement very strong permissions or access control on your bucket, anybody could access the content or what you have in that database. You will need to perform some advanced techniques like Mr. Funshaw and that is no. Then another one is ransomware that could encrypt student record and then demand from huge payment. Imagine an institution that has been there for like 10 years or 15 years, and after some months, the whole database gets encrypted and they are demanding for 1 billion. You have to pay, because if I graduated from your school and I'm asking for my transcript, so you can't provide because you were hacked. That's not an excuse. You got to pay fine. Okay? Just that in this country, data subjects are yet to realize their rights. In advanced nations, you don't do that. So that is why they do everything they can to protect their own data of data subjects, and they protect their infrastructure. That is very important. Okay. Now, let's look at the legal consequences according to the Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023 and the Implementation Directive of 2025. There is administrative fines up to 10 million naira. That is, if there's a data breach, you pay fine. That is, the minimum you pay is 10 million, or 2% of those monitoring could not even say that the background sound was that loud enough. That's very bad. Okay, so we have the fines, like I just said, 10 million naira or 2% of annual gross revenue for major infrastructures. Now we have enforcement orders. NDPC can halt all data processing activities, meaning NDPC can order you to shut down admissions, order you to shut down processing admissions, exams, anything that has to do with data, collecting data, registration. NDPC can order you. So the act empowers them to do that. Number 3, NDPC could prosecute directors, the vice chancellors, the registrars, the provosts, all management staff. NDPC can prosecute them. We call that criminal prosecution. So these are the legal consequences for non-compliance, or if there's a data breach. That is why you need to do the needful. And it's very, very important. Of course, the list of these institutions, they are everywhere on the internet. But what should they do with immediate effect? Because of time, I'll be rounding off in 2 minutes. So if you have been breached, the first thing to do is containment. Isolate the system affected to stop data exfiltration. Then number 2, you need to notify the NDPC. There's a standard for that. Okay? Report data breach to NDPC within 72 hours. Okay? Number 3, you need to inform the data subjects, those that are affected by the breach, like staff or students. You need to inform them that the breach, and then they need to do the needful, either to change shelves or other kind of modification that will allow attack on that breach. Then you perform a forensic analysis to identify the entry point of this attack. That is where pen testers now come in. You need to engage pen testers, ethical hackers, like you see Mr. Funshaw and that is, to go in and dig deep to analyze the whole process, identify the key points, entry points, weaknesses, and gaps. With that alone, you now know where to.
Went down. That's what.
Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, registration, that's the first thing. NDPC compliance requirement. You have to register as a data controller or a data processor. Data controller is the organization that determines the why and how. Why are they collecting? What's the legal basis for collection? Number two, they need to appoint a data protection officer with independence and resources. Very, very important. Number three, organizations need to perform the annual audits before March 31st every year. They need to file data protection compliance audit return through a deep PCO, a licensed data protection compliance organization like CyberGon. Okay, we have assisted lots of organizations and they are now compliant. We have Augustine University, they are compliant. We have Kaduna State College of Education, they are compliant. We have Delta State, University of Delta, we have lots of institutions, Thomas, lots of them in Quara, they are compliant. We have lots of them, they are compliant and their data highly protected. Then the last but not the least of what you need to do, implement multi-factor authentication, encryption, and pen testing, just like the pen testers have rightly said. So it's very important that you ensure all these things are in place unless you have the money to pay to the government. If you have the money, there's no problem. And if you have the money and you can spend some time in jail, no problem. It's still fine. But if you are ready to implement all this and be compliant, fine. You can reach out to CyberGuard and also make sure you share this video because a lot of people are not aware. They are not aware that the government has mandated them to register as a data controller or processor. A lot of people are not aware they need to file for audits before March 31st. They're not aware they need to appoint data protection officer. They're not aware that they will pay fine for data breach. And they're not aware that they are vulnerable. Thank you very much. My name remains the Spirit Ben Ugwaja, the lead consultant from CyberGon, and this is episode 1, Operation Data Shadow. We will continue this process because of time, some other time, and make sure you follow us. We will update you for episode 2. Remember, it's always action. Cybersecurity is not in words. We show action. Okay, we don't say you are secure. We show how it works. That is real cybersecurity, and you can only experience that here at CyberGon. Thank you very much. And Mr. Funshaw, what do you have to say?
Yeah. All I have to say is that we just have to be very careful of where we share our data and we should stay safe.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much. That is one word from you.
All right, so these universities,
That is, I can't hear you. What did you say? I think your audio. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. Come again. Come again.
I said these
Yeah.
universities should do something quickly about it because this is a very high threat to them.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because
Do
many of
something
them are not
about
even
it
aware
quickly
they've been
before
hacked.
malicious attack
A
again
lot
and
of this
such thing.
data on the darknet, they are not aware. A lot of, I'm sure that of LASU have been around for like some years, and some other institutions that you guys talked about. So this is a call for them to wake up and become proactive. Just like our last conference, 2025, the last data breach. Okay, where we showcase live data breach in that conference. This is also another one, a wake-up call for organizations to be compliant. And from me and my team, thank you very much. And